making a waste-free future happen together. Your partner for change, CalRecycle is advancing world-leading reforms to cut waste and build circular use systems for all materials. Help shape the rules as California powers up new battery recycling requirements for industry, plus new collaboration and funding opportunities to find new uses for old tires. And how CalRecycle supports the next generation of environmental...
Recording in progress.
Join California's climate fight and shift to a circular use economy. CalRecycle's monthly public meeting starts now.
Good morning, everyone. Thanks for joining us for CalRecycle's June 2024 monthly public meeting, where we share important progress and updates as we work together to build a circular system that cuts waste and reuses all materials and products. Please, first, we're going to have a safety minute. Please identify the 2 exits nearest to you. If you hear a fire alarm, please take your valuables and use the exit signs. Now here's information about our Spanish language interpretation.
Language shouldn't be a barrier when it comes to protecting our air, water, and land. CalRecycle is simulcasting this meeting in both English and Spanish. Click the public meeting banner at the top of calrecycle.ca.gov for a link to our webcast in English and Spanish. If you're attending this meeting in person in Byron Share Auditorium, we have Spanish interpretation devices available. Let our team on the left-hand side of the dais know if you need one. El idioma no debe de ser una barrera cuando se trata de proteger nuestro aire, nuestra agua y tierra. CalRecycle está transmitiendo simultáneamente esta junta pública en español e inglés. Puede encontrar el enlace en línea en español e inglés en la parte superior de nuestra página web calrecycle.ca.gov. Si asiste a esta junta en persona en el auditorio Byron Share, tenemos dispositivos de traducción al español disponibles. Solo informe a nuestro equipo al lado izquierdo del mostrador de presentación si necesita uno.
Our first agenda item today is the director's report, and here to give that is our director, Zoe Heller. Good morning, Zoe.
Good morning, everybody. Can you hear me okay? This mic is not like the others, Mindy and I were noticing, so wanted to make sure it worked. It's great to see so many people here today. Many of you may have noticed that our lobby is really buzzing today. We have many staff that are returning to office this week, which is exciting, so appreciate those that took out the time to coming out with us in here, and also all the people that are joining from Zoom or whatever platform we use as well, so great to see you all. We have a exciting agenda today. Well, I think it's exciting. Do you think it's exciting? Yeah. Okay. We'll be talking about our plastic packaging and, well, all packaging implementation, loose battery implementation. We have some updates there. We are also going to be talking about some new grant programs that we're very excited about for beverage container recycling. And we will give an announcement on our tire conference, which kicks off tomorrow. It's our 17th tire conference. So we have participants from around the world joining and really looking forward to those conversations. So those are our big updates. There's much more in the agenda today, but I'll turn it over to Maria so we can hop right in.
Thank you. And now CalRecycle's Chief Deputy Director, Mindy McIntyre, joins us with implementation updates on a number of circular economy reforms. Good morning, Mindy.
Good morning. Good to see everyone. Starting with the plastics and packaging reforms, CalRecycle continues to review those 3,000 comments we received for SB 54 under the regulations process. Thanks to everyone who submitted comments, and we are looking forward to getting those out soon. We are currently accepting feedback on the development of the SB 54 needs assessment. And thank you for the comments received thus far. And if you would like to submit comments, please do so through our online portal. It's also available in Spanish as well. CalRecycle is evaluating the applications for the SB 54 source reduction baseline request for proposal that closed on June 4th as well. Solicitation notifications are sent through both our packaging and material characterization study listservs, so be sure to sign up for both of those updates. Just a quick heads up that the next SB 54 Advisory Board meeting is this Friday, June 21st. You can watch on Zoom, and the link is posted in the events calendar on our webpage as well. Next up, we have the battery stewardship program update. CalRecycle is working to implement the Responsible Battery Recycling Act of 2022. The law requires producers to establish a stewardship organization to safely collect and recycle loose batteries. We're holding a public workshop on July 11th at 1 p.m. to gather feedback from interested parties on draft regulation concepts. You can attend in person in this very room, or participate on Zoom, or watch the live stream. We'll have more information linked in today's agenda. Back to you, Maria.
Thanks, Mindy. For more updates about the Battery Stewardship Program or any other CalRecycle program, sign up for our new GovDelivery email list system. If you've already subscribed to our past listserv, there's no need to sign up again. You can also offer your comments or questions on any of today's agenda items. Here's how.
California wants your input on recycling and trash pollution issues. Join CalRecycle's decision-making process by making a live public comment on any of today's monthly public meeting agenda items in person or by phone. Microphones are available for those of you in the room with in-person comments. If you're joining remotely, you can call in with your comment. Just click the public meeting banner at the top of our website, then click the public comments button for step-by-step caller instructions. We will address live public comments at the end of the meeting.
Tomorrow, as Zoe mentioned, CalRecycle will kick off its 2024 Tire Conference here in Sacramento. The two-day hybrid conference welcomes attendees from around the world for updates in markets, trends, and California's efforts to cut waste and strengthen the circular economy for tires. Here's a quick reminder and video about how far we've come with the tire program.
Up until a few decades ago, piles of illegally dumped tires polluted our state, sometimes catching fire, burning deep inside the pile. In 1998, an employee clearing weeds at a property illegally storing about 7 million tires in San Joaquin County sparked one of the largest tire fires in our nation's history. Large plumes of toxic black smoke from the Tracy tire fire released dangerous chemicals like cyanide and carbon monoxide while it burned for more than 2 years.
It was really a wake-up call to California that something had to be done.
California strengthened its decade-old Tire Recycling Act in 2000 to put waste tires to better use.
Our role is to find new ways to recycle tires to prevent them being illegally dumped or tossed into landfills.
California now tracks the storage and movement of used tires and supports recycling and market development to encourage the use of products made from recycled tires. CalRecycle's Tire Incentive Program provides financial incentives to eligible manufacturers that make new products from old tires.
Two of the products that my team promotes include rubberized asphalt concrete rack and tri-drive aggregate TDA.
TDA, used as vibration mitigation under light rail, has saved the state millions of dollars while it absorbs sound and allows for a smoother ride through neighborhoods.
With TDA, you are actually solving engineering problems.
Rubberized asphalt concrete blends recycled tires and asphalt to create a more cost-effective, durable, and environmentally friendly alternative to traditional paving materials. Other tire-derived products use ground-up recycled tires mixed with other materials to create products like flooring, roofing, traffic control devices, and pathways.
In a lot of ways, waste tire products can outperform conventional material, and also it could save money.
More than 24 million tires still buried in landfills every year.
That means our work is not completed yet.
California has kept over 12 million waste tires out of our landfills and communities, thanks specifically to CalRecycle's Rubberized Pavement Grant Program. Financial Resources Management Branch Chief Michelle Martin joins us now with that and more funding announcements.
Thank you, Maria. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, Zoe. We want to draw your attention to a few criteria changes for the Rubberized Pavement Grants related to training requirements, payment calculations, and other requirements for the program. You can read more in the public notice in today's agenda. The draft 5-year tire plan allocates $10 million for this program over the next few fiscal years. Awards range in $250,000 to $500,000, and staff expects the notice of funds available this month, with applications due in August and awards in October. CalRecycle wants your feedback on the draft criteria for two new beverage container grant programs. The first is the reusable beverage container infrastructure grant that will support infrastructure and startup costs to create glass reusable container processing streams in California. The second is the beverage container quality infrastructure grant program that will support infrastructure for clean streams of beverage containers in curbside or drop-off collection programs. Please submit your comments for both of these programs by this Friday, June 21st. Next on the agenda, CalRecycle approved $4 million for the Recycling Market Development Zone Loan to Repet, Incorporated out of Chino in San Bernardino County. Funding will help the company upgrade and expand its beverage bottle recycling operations. The project will more than double production of food-grade recycled plastic flake for new bottles and food containers. And finally, we're announcing $28.8 million in grant awards for 14 local certified conservation corps throughout the state. The local conservation corps provides services in disadvantaged communities, including the border region. These programs help clean up our communities and reduce waste, but they also help provide valuable career development skills for corps members. Thank you, and back to you, Maria.
Thank you, Michelle. Next, we have an update on California's mattress stewardship program that has helped keep about 10 million mattresses off of our streets and out of our landfills since it was established nearly 10 years ago. Let's take a look at more in this short video.
Californians buy about 4 million new mattresses and foundations every year. Too often, many of the old mattresses would end up illegally dumped in our communities, costing California taxpayers millions of dollars a year for cleanup.
And it's a big waste of resources because mattresses are made from materials that are highly recyclable. Materials like steel, foam, wood.
California passed an extended producer responsibility law that took the burden of collecting and landfilling used mattresses off local governments, instead requiring the mattress industry to collect and recycle them. The Used Mattress Recovery and Recycling Act requires mattress manufacturers, renovators, and retailers to form a stewardship organization to develop and run a statewide recycling program.
The program contains elements to reduce illegal dumping, increase recycling, and to reduce the public cost of managing old mattresses.
Retailers are required to pick up your old mattress when you have a new mattress delivered. The program also has drop-off options. 99% of Californians now have a free mattress collection option within 15 miles of their home.
Through a consumer recycling fee on each new mattress, the stewardship organization, Mattress Recycling Council, operates a recycling program by educating consumers, expanding convenient collection options, and turning an old problem into new products.
You can take a look at buybuymattress.com to learn how and where to recycle your old mattress.
400 million pounds of mattress materials have been reused and recycled, supporting California's move to a circular remanufacturing economy with less trash and more green jobs.
And now, Deputy Director Kara Morgan will give us important updates on some of our current stewardship programs, including the mattress program. Good morning, Kara.
Good morning, Maria. Thank you. CalRecycle is required to review and update as necessary mattress recycling program baselines every 4 years. Following a workshop and review of Mattress Recycling Council's performance outlined in 2021 and 2022 annual reports, data from recyclers and other industry partners, and feedback from interested parties, CalRecycle staff are proposing statewide and program-specific goals for 2025 through 2029 to advance mattress recycling and program convenience in California for consumers and businesses. This item will now go to the Director for consideration by July 1, 2024. The request for action that includes staff's analysis and the proposed baselines and goals can be found on the public notice for this item linked in today's meeting agenda. Next, annual reports. So, moving on to annual reports and annual program budgets for the pharmaceutical and Sharps waste stewardship programs. Annual reports and annual program budgets are due annually to CalRecycle on March 31st. Staff are reviewing documents and have 90 days to make compliance determinations. On March 29th, Med Project submitted 2023 annual reports and 2025 annual program budgets for its covered drugs and home-generated sharps waste programs. The statutory deadline for the director's compliance determinations for those 4 documents is June 27th. On March 29th, the Drug Takeback Solutions Foundation submitted 2023 annual reports for its covered drugs and home-generated sharps waste programs, and on April 1st, submitted its 2025 annual program budgets for its covered drugs and home-generated sharps waste programs. The statutory deadlines for the director's compliance determinations for the annual reports is June 27th, and the annual program budgets is July 1st. Up next, Lake County's Integrated Waste Management Plan 5-year review report has been approved with no revisions needed. You can find more information linked to today's agenda. Back to you, Maria.
Thank you, Kara. And now our Waste Permitting, Compliance, and Mitigation Division Deputy Director, Mark DeBee, is here with this month's updates. Good morning, Mark.
Good morning, thank you. So today we're announcing a total of $2.5 million in grant funding for 6 applicants as part of CalRecycle's Illegal Disposal Site Abatement Grant Program and the Legacy Disposal Site Abatement Partial Grant Program. These programs help remediate solid waste sites when the responsible party can't be identified or can't remediate the site in a timely manner. These grant-funded cleanups help protect our communities and public health. And for more information about these awards, check out the public notice link on today's agenda. Thank you.
Thank you, Mark. And now we'll go to our pending solid waste and tire facilities permits and emergency waivers section. Here's a quick overview of California facility standards, and then it will be followed on the video with a statewide facility permit update.
Protecting the health of Californians and their land, food, water, and air is a big job. Local, state, and federal agencies play different roles to enforce public health and environmental safety standards. In California, solid waste local enforcement agencies process applications, issue and enforce permits for solid waste facilities. These include landfills, transfer stations, compost facilities, or similar operations. CalRecycle must verify permits are consistent with state requirements. Permits can only address areas within the authority of local enforcement agencies and CalRecycle. Check out the link below for more detailed information. Emergency waivers allow temporary changes to solid waste permit requirements in response to local or state disasters. Local enforcement agencies may approve the waivers, which are good for up to 120 days and may be extended. CalRecycle must review approved waivers and can condition, limit, suspend, or terminate them. Check out the link for more detailed information. For waste tire facilities, CalRecycle processes applications, issues and enforces waste tire permits. These include requirements to make sure tires are stored and processed in a way that reduces potential threats from fire and disease-carrying vectors like mosquitoes. Check out the link for more detailed information.
Since last month's meeting, the department issued for Stanislaus County a new solid waste facilities permit on May 21st, 2024 for Divert Integrated Food Recovery Facility. Action was needed July 6, 2024. Continuing on this month's agenda, for Alameda County, Altamont Landfill and Resource Recovery Facility. This is a compostable materials handling facility. It's a revised solid waste facilities permit. Action is needed June 25th, 2024. For Kern County, U.S. Borax Inc. This is a modified solid waste facilities permit. Action is needed July 1st, 2024. For Santa Barbara County, Santa Maria Regional Landfill. This is a revised solid waste facilities permit. Action is needed July 15th, 2024. For Riverside County, Oasis Sanitary Landfill. This is a modified solid waste facilities permit. Action is needed July 13th, 2024. For San Bernardino County, CEMEX Black Mountain Quarry Plant, EMSW Conversion Facility. This is a new solid waste facilities permit. Action is needed July 13th, 2024. New to this month's agenda, for San Bernardino County, Victor Valley Materials Recovery Facility and Transfer Station. This is a revised solid waste facilities permit. Action is needed July 30th, 2024. Preliminary review of the permit package indicates the following proposed changes: increasing the design capacity of the composting facility from 100 tons per day to 200 tons per day, and decreasing the design capacity of the transfer processing facility from 1,135 tons per day to 1,035 tons per day, while maintaining the permitted maximum tonnage at 1,235 tons per day. New and not on this month's agenda, for Sacramento County, Rubicon Logistics Inc. This is a new minor waste tire facility permit. Action is needed November 10th, 2024. Preliminary review of the permit package indicates that the facility will store up to 4,999 waste tires on the premises.
That was the voice of CalRecycle's Permitting and Assistance Branch Chief Paulina Lawrence, and now she's here with us today in the room because there is one more additional statewide facility permit update. Good morning, Paulina.
Good morning, Maria. Hi, everyone. So we have one more. This is for Ventura County. This is Del Norte Regional Recycling and Transfer Station. This is a modified solid waste facilities permit. Action is needed August 13th, 2024. Preliminary review of the permit package indicates the following proposed changes: update to the name and mailing address of the operator and owner, removal of the reference to receiving hazardous waste, update to the legal description of the facility, update to the local enforcement agency findings and prohibitions, update to the documents that describe and/or restrict the operation of the facility, update to the self-monitoring requirements, and lastly, update to the LEA conditions. Thank you, Maria.
Thanks, Paulina. And that's it for the agenda portion of our meeting today. You can find more information on any of today's agenda items. Just go to CalRecycle's homepage and click on the public meeting web banner at the top of the homepage if you're watching this live, or halfway down the homepage for a link to the agenda and associated public notices. And now is the time for public comments. First, we'll take comments from the public present in our Sacramento Cali PA headquarters meeting room today. After that, we'll take comments from those participating by phone. And for those of you on the phone, just a reminder, your microphones need to stay muted until you're called on by the last 4 digits of your phone number. And also please mute your webcast because we can have feedback and echo issues if you don't. So now is time for the public comments in the room. Do we have anyone who would like to make a comment today?
Good morning. Veronica Pardo, Resource Recovery Coalition of California. We were remiss last month in welcoming Director Heller to the leadership at CalRecycle. And already, I mean, we've been working through a number of issues this month, but already you and your team have hit the ground running. And I just want to say we're very appreciative of your leadership so far, and really just the responsiveness of your team and staff and everyone. Everyone's just been very responsive, and like I said, we're working through some issues, but appreciate that and wanted to say thank you and note this, this new position for you and say thank you very much. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Veronica.
Good morning, everybody. Great to see turnout. Welcome back to the office. I'm Mike O'Donnell with the Mattress Recycling Council. Wanted to make a few comments about our baseline and goals. First of all, we appreciate the work of the CalRecycle mattress team to closely analyze our program data to develop reasonable baseline and goals that both stretch the program and help CalRecycle and help the state meet your 75% landfill diversion goals. Our goals are a reflection of a mature and successful product stewardship program that provides statewide access to mattress recycling while diverting over 84% of discarded mattresses statewide from your landfills. Today, MRC is actively engaged with the mattress industry and the innovation community to drive efficiency in our program and sponsor a variety of research projects to develop new and better markets for mattress materials. I've got a sample here of a vitramized foam, which is 100% post-consumer, solvent-free, converted into a valuable polymer. These are the types of projects that we're really excited about. On September 25th and 26th, the mattress industry will host our 3rd annual sustainability conference in Charlotte, North Carolina. This event is going to bring together raw material suppliers, manufacturers, retailers, recyclers. It's a great event. And we're doing this to help to improve the circularity of mattresses and prepare our program for the future and talk about challenging things like better designs that reduce environmental impacts across the mattress supply chain. We would welcome and encourage CalRecycle to join us. Thank you.
Good morning, Director Heller. Welcome again, and congratulations on the new role with Ming's Recycling in Sacramento and Ming's Resource East Bay. We're always here to help you and department staff on anything you may need in the future. So congratulations. We look forward to working with you and department staff. Currently, we have 1,251 recycling centers throughout the state. We definitely need more. The redemption rate continues to be historically low at about 60% redemption. In the Bay Area, the redemption rate is around 30 to 40%, basically because of lack of convenience. So we definitely need to get more redemption locations out there. And to promote the circular economy, we need to go after the 7 billion containers that we are losing from the program over the past few years. All that material, if we can recover it, most of it can be recovered and reclaimed in California through the plastic reclaimers and the glass reclaimers that are looking for that clean stream. As of last week, we have 4,784 stores that are willing to do in-store take-back, but unfortunately, I keep asking about it. The link is pretty hard for most people to find, so I'm asking the department to work with the cities and the counties that are getting the $10 million annually for the city-county grants to use some of those funds to promote in-store redemption as we head towards January 2025, where in-store redemption will be required and we won't have the option B for some of those. I go through a list of some of the stores. It's pretty mind-boggling. There's many stores that we all know that are willing to do in-store redemption, with 7-Eleven, 381 in the state, Albertson Safeway, 133, Rite Aid, 138 stores throughout the state. A lot of major locations are willing to do it. I just don't think the public knows about these locations. With the $1 million grant that was appropriated to the department to create a one-stop app that identifies recycling centers and in-store, hopefully we can roll that out pretty soon. Something that I'm sure you're aware of, handling fees are scheduled to drop 44% for a lot of the convenience zone recyclers starting July 1st. I think there's several people that are working on trying to delay that, postpone it, change it, do something. Ming's definitely supports that, especially for the rural and the higher cost areas like the Bay Area and the coastal communities. If the handling fees decrease, it will result in some closures, unfortunately, in the areas that need redemption locations the most. If they do close, that puts a greater burden on the grocers and the in-store take-back, and they're just not designed to handle the volume that the CZ sites have. So anything you could do to help with that, Ming's is willing to help and support. And any questions, we definitely would like to provide input. Prior meetings, I've talked about the per count situation. As we roll out bag drop locations, reverse vending machines, we need to correct the per count to weight conversion, the way that the recycling centers get paid. If we could put together a working group to figure out how we solve that, I think it could be done through the regulations and not legislation. But I think some staff think that it's legislation. I'd be happy to kind of have a meeting of the minds, but to make sure that the new technology that we're rolling out with the Recycling Innovation Grants works well, we need to correct the per count payment system. So those new systems are not short paid. We're very excited about the $50 million in the quality infrastructure grants. Mings has submitted several comments to hopefully add to it. These include allowing the support and sorting of material from grocers and grocer cooperatives that are doing the in-store redemption. Have that as an eligible project. Wasn't listed on the handout that was there. Also allowing funding as an eligible project for new collection programs that can collect segregated material from schools, large public venues, or businesses. We think there's some technology out there that can create new collection programs that would be much better and create a higher quality material than the current commingled programs that are out there. And then under the scoring and evaluation, with this $50 million, it is a lot of money to go out. And one of the things that we've suggested as a comment is to include some industry stakeholders, maybe 5 or 7 of the glass producers, the plastic reclaimers. Include those in the scoring and evaluation process, not in the decision-making process, but at least get some of the plastic reclaimers, some of the glass people in the room to help with the evaluation and provide staff some comments on what could work better to provide a higher quality material. So be a little bit different, but I'm sure many people in the industry would like to help as this $50 million goes out and it truly generates cleaner material for, I'll say mainly the California reclaimers, the plastic and glass people. And then lastly, under public comments, definitely understand having them at the end of the meeting for items that are not on the agenda. However, in the past, there was an opportunity for the public to comment or ask questions for items that are on the agenda during that process. With the Recycling Commission, Chair Sanborn, at the end of each segment, allowed public comment or questions. It always provided for a great engaging meeting, so I'd ask that you consider that in the future. Thank you.
Thank you, Jeff.
Are there any other comments in the room? Okay, it appears not. So now we'll take public comments by phone. And again, if you're calling in, your microphones will stay muted until you're called on by the last 4 digits of your phone number. Once you're called on, please mute your computer sound before you start speaking to avoid an echo. Do we have any callers, Lance?
Yes, we have 2 callers. Caller with the last 4 digits of, give me 1 second, 6607. Can you please unmute and state your question?
Yes, thank you. This is Leonard Lang, and I'd like to take this opportunity, first opportunity, to congratulate the director on her appointment. My comments today are pertaining to the original bottle bill, which was passed in 1986. There was an issue in that bill that should have been addressed with a sunset, and that's the unlimited use of emergency regulations. I bring this up because in 2013, SB 96 prompted some changes, and I believe at that time there were at least 2 emergency regulations adopted. One was for the training and testing of applicants. That's still in emergency status. I believe there's still another one that was in emergency status, and they've been in emergency status for 10 years. Also in 2014, the state auditor in their second audit of the program advised the department to adopt prepayment controls because they were imposing prepayment controls but without regulations. That's been on the calendar, the rulemaking calendar, a number of times, but these regulations have never been adopted. I have submitted petitions to ask them to be adopted. So I would like to ask, would you commit to have these emergency regulations and the prepayment regulations go into rulemaking and be adopted by this year? I'd also like to request any update for any of the existing rulemaking packages, how they're coming along, when we might expect to get response to the comments so that we can better participate in the program, and I thank you.
Thank you, Leonard. I'll certainly take back the two regulation packages that you speak to that are in emergency status and talk to the team about it. I can't answer directly today. And then an update on where we are with our regulatory packages for SB 1013, the dealer cooperatives and dealer registration rulemaking. We are reviewing all the comments that have come in. The team is taking a look, identifying where updates to our regulations should be made, and we'll be, as soon as we're ready, providing an update as far as what next steps are for engagement there. Thank you for your questions.
Great, thank you.
Next caller with the last four digits, 7412, please go ahead.
Hello, thank you. This is Susan Collins from the Container Recycling Institute, and I too would like to extend a hearty congratulations to Zoe Heller on the new job. There are just two issues that I'd like to mention something about. One is the handling fee and the other is the commingled rate issue. As others have noted, the handling fee paid to redemption centers is set to decrease soon. And it should be frozen at the current level instead. And I understand that CalRecycle is probably working with the legislature on this at the time. We have commented many, many times that the process of calculating the handling fee payments and the processing payments create a death spiral. It's a fundamentally flawed process. When you have a process that looks at the average costs of the state, but by definition, roughly half of the centers in the state are going to have higher than average costs, and roughly half of the centers in the state are going to have lower than average costs. So when you set the payment level at the average, it automatically means that a bunch of centers that have higher than average costs are going to suffer, and that's what's led to so many of the redemption centers going out of business. So the handling fee should definitely not be decreased as it is set to decrease. There are two other problems with the handling fee. One of them is that another fundamental flaw in the way that the whole thing is calculated is that because it happens 2 years before the fee goes into effect, the data that's used to calculate the handling fee does not include recent minimum wage increases. There's a factor in there for inflation, but that doesn't cover the minimum wage increases that the redemption centers experience, and about half of their costs are labor. So it's a really important factor. The other thing that has been a flaw forever that we've commented on many times is that the handling fee portion of the payments do not include a reasonable financial return. It is cost only with no profit built in. That's another fundamental flaw to the payment calculation that is set out in statute. Both of those things should be considered, and they should be, the reasonable financial return should be corrected in statute. So those are my comments on the handling fee issue. I have a couple of comments on the commingled rate issue that owners of curbside programs have been lobbying for, wanting to receive payments as soon as possible. And one of the reasons that I want to point out that would not make sense is that they're asking to be paid on the basis of the number of containers that existed in curbside programs last year before wine and spirits were added to the program. And with wine and spirits added to the redemption program, those containers won't end up in curbside programs. They will end up in redemption centers instead. This is going to happen more and more as the year goes on. Every time we've seen a change in any program throughout the world, there's sort of a slow start as consumers get used to recycling new containers through redemption centers instead of curbside programs. And that number, the ratio of containers that are returned to redemption centers versus being placed in curbside bins or being thrown in the trash, those numbers are going to keep changing every month of this year as consumers get used to the new system, as consumers get used to putting wine and spirits containers into redemption centers. So it's impossible for CalRecycle to know exactly how many are going to be in which system until after the fact. You can't use 2023 numbers to predict what's going to happen in 2024. But it also puts CalRecycle in the ridiculous situation of paying for the same containers twice. If you take up the suggestion of some of the curbside operators that are asking for these payments, like literally the containers that existed in curbside programs in 2023 that aren't there in 2024 because people are redeeming them, CalRecycle will pay for those redemptions and pay for the ghost containers that are being claimed by the curbside programs if you use the 2023 numbers. So that would be a ridiculous outcome, to be paying for the same containers twice. And of course, it's many millions of dollars. So that's the end of my comments. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you, Susan. Really appreciate your comments on both handling fee and commingled rate. And just in response to you and Jeff and to the many others that have reached out to the department on the handling fee issue, we really appreciate your outreach and your comments, and particularly the recycling center operators who are able to give us some details on what the impacts would be with the drop. So, Susan, as you acknowledged, we're working with the legislature and having discussions about a potential solution, and just appreciate the input there.
Thank you.
Next caller with the last four digits, 7628. 7628, please go ahead and unmute your mic and go ahead.
Yes, hi. Can you hear me? Okay?
We can.
Loud and clear.
Okay, thank you. Hello, my name is Devin Jackson. I'm the staff advisor of a school-led green team at a school in the Mount Diablo Unified School District, Walnut Creek, California, Contra Costa County. I'm also a middle school science teacher. I'm also the vice president of the Northern California Recycling Association. And I'm also a very big advocate of SB 1383 within California schools. And I just wanted to say that thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to do a public comment today. Our school's mission is to raise environmental awareness and foster sustainable practices among students. Our main initiative is the recycling and waste program, and also we're trying to promote a greener campus. We are aware that California is home to more than 10,000 K-12 schools and 6 million students. By managing recycling programs, local education agencies, which include K-12 public schools and school districts, play a vital role in fighting climate change and protecting the environment for future generations. Our school is, we are looking ahead to expand a Green Ribbon School Award that we got, also a commitment to sustainability and environmental education. And we are also looking to provide a vibrant space for students to engage with environmental issues. We are here to share our efforts and discuss potential support from CalRecycle to further our goals and implementation efforts toward the implementation of SB 1383. So thank you for the opportunity to speak with me today. And we believe in thinking globally and acting locally, and we hope to continue making a positive impact with your support. And congratulations to everyone on the CalRecycle committee. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful day.
Thank you. Really appreciate your comment, and we'd be very excited to follow up with you on the work that you're doing, both on 1383 and otherwise. Kara Morgan's here on our dais if you're watching as well, and her team has certainly been engaged with schools. And then one of our deputies who's not here today, Katrina Lenny Koenig, she oversees our newest office of environmental justice, tribal affairs, and education and outreach. I may have gotten some of those mixed up, but get the gist. And she's, developing a strategy for the department specific to environmental education. So feel free to follow up with us, and we can get something scheduled to discuss further. Thank you.
Thank you. Is there any way that an email can be given to you all so I can follow up?
Yes.
Okay. Awesome. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
Go ahead. You can send an email directly to my team at opa@calrecycle.ca.gov, and we will get you connected with the right people.
Thank you so much.
Of course.
Thank you. Our next caller with the last 4 digits, 1146. Please go ahead and unmute and state your question.
Hi, good morning. Joe Perez with Waste Stream Solutions. Congratulations as well to Zoe for your appointment, and hello to all the team. I just wanted to mirror what Susan Collins said about the handling fee for CC locations. Jeff also alluded to it. We definitely need help in this area. It's critical for the handling fees to at least at minimum be frozen, and then I would ask if we could place a committee together of both CZ recyclers and staff to really look at this issue going forward so that we could make this program much more sustainable and provide convenient recycling to all those in the state of California. Thank you so much. Have a great day.
Thank you. That looks like that was our last caller. So I just wanted to thank everyone who participated in today's monthly public meeting. You can find the June 2024 public meeting recording in both English and Spanish posted to CalRecycle's YouTube channel as soon as possible. Thanks to everyone, and we will see you next month.